Well, hello everybody and welcome to Jeff's Baking Blog. Today I'm going to make some tea cakes or toasted tea cakes. So these are a lightly spiced tea cake full of mixed dried fruit with chopped mixed peel in, and very popular in the UK, or they were when I was growing up anyway, and you can still buy them today. So I'm going to make an enriched dough for mine, which will make the tea cake slightly heavier than you might currently buy in the shops. And you can get recipes which make a lighter one, but I'm going to make this nice dense one, similar in some respects to a hot cross bun. So it's not a difficult recipe, but it takes time, as yeasted recipes tend to do, because you have to give time for the dough to proof. And with that said, I'll go on to the ingredients. And for this, I have 750 grams, 5 cups based on scooping packed flour into a 250 milliliter cup of strong white bread flour. I have 14 grams, 4.5 tablespoons or 2 packets of instant yeast. I have 2 grams, which is 1 teaspoon of ground cinnamon, 2 grams, 1 teaspoon of mixed spice, half a gram, 1/4 teaspoon of freshly grated nutmeg, 6 grams, 1 teaspoon of salt, 2 medium eggs, which would be large in the USA, and I will have another egg for brushing on top later, 100 grams, half a cup of caster sugar, 100 grams, 7 tablespoons of unsalted butter, 280 grams, 2 cups of dried mixed fruit, and I have soaked mine in some hot water for about 30 minutes or so, then I've drained it. That's just to make the dried fruits more plump and juicy. And I have 300 millilitres, 1 1/4 cups of milk. And the first thing we're going to do is to heat the milk with the butter until the butter melts, and the temperature is about 42 degrees Celsius, about 108 Fahrenheit. So I'll put the butter and the milk into a saucepan, and I'll just let that gently heat until the butter melts. And with the butter and milk melted, I'm going to pour that into the bowl of my stand mixer. And I'm going to add into that my yeast, cinnamon, mixed spice, nutmeg and sugar. I'm going to give that a mix around just to get those mixed together. And that's good enough. And then I'm going to add my eggs in as well and mix those around. And then I'm going to pour about half of my flour in, sprinkle the salt in and put the remaining flour on top. And I'm going to just mix that gently until it becomes a shaggy dough. And that's quite shaggy now. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to knead that until it forms a smooth and stretchy dough, and that can take 7 or 8 minutes probably. So I've kneaded my dough and it's looking very, very good. So I'm going to proof that. And I'm going to do it in this bowl, but you can put it into a lightly greased bowl. And cover it with some plastic wrap. I'm going to put my lid on this bowl and I'm going to leave that to proof until it has doubled in size. Now that might take an hour, it might take 2 hours, but however long it takes, once it's doubled in size, I will come back and go on to the next step. And for the next step, I'm actually going to divide my dough into 2 pieces and my mixed fruit, because I'm just going to bake half a batch today and I'll bake another half a batch tomorrow. But I'll come back once this dough has doubled in size. So I let my dough proof just for about an hour and it quickly doubled in size. So I've put it out onto my mat and I'm going to divide it into 2 pieces. And I estimate that each piece will be about 680 grams. So I'll weigh that out. So I'm going to put 1 piece back in a bowl and I'm going to cover it and just chill that in the fridge while I work on this piece. And I'm just going to press that down to knock the air out. And I've got half of my fruit here, so I'm going to put some on. And I should say this mixed dried fruit I've made up myself is a combination of currants, sultanas, raisins and chopped mixed peel. So then what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to roll that up. You can do it any way you want, but I want to get this incorporated into the mixture. And then I'm going to flatten it again. And put the remaining fruit on. This is just to get it fairly nicely distributed, really. And I'm going to press that down and I'm going to roll that again. And then I'm going to divide that into 6 pieces. But I'll give it a knead just to work the fruit through a little bit. And then I'm going to divide it, as I said, into 6, which will be about 135, 136 grams for each piece. And with my 6 pieces, I'm simply going to flatten each piece out and roll it up and form it into a ball like that. And then I'm going to flatten that out just like that. And I'm going to put that onto a baking tray and do the same with the other 5. So here I have my first 6 tea cakes, and I'm going to cover those with a clean towel and leave those to rise again for 45 minutes. And as the 45 minutes comes to an end, I'm going to preheat the oven to 190 degrees Celsius, 170 Celsius with a fan, 375 Fahrenheit. And then once the oven is up to temperature and the tea cakes have risen again, I will come back, brush the top with some beaten egg and bake them. So I'll be back once they're ready to be brushed with beaten egg. So I have my oven preheating and I've let these rest for 45 minutes. So I'm going to take some beaten egg and brush it on the top of each one. You don't have to do this. But I like that it gives it just that little bit of shine. And with those brushed like that, I'm going to put those into the oven and I'm going to bake them for between 15 and 18 minutes until they rise up quite nicely and they turn a sort of golden brown on top. Then I'll take them out of the oven and put them onto a wire rack and allow them to cool down. And once they've cooled down, I will cut one open, toast it, and I'll come back and show you what they look like and we'll have a taste. I baked the tea cakes for 16 minutes, then I took them out of the oven and put them onto a wire rack. Once they'd cooled down, I've cut one and I've toasted it, so I'll show you what they look like. And they've baked up very nicely, and I've toasted this one here and I've put some butter on one half of it, so I'll have a taste of the piece that I've buttered. Lovely and soft, and I get that combination of spices coming through. You can add more spice if you like them even spicier. You can add more or less fruit as well. It's entirely up to you. So this is actually a very easy recipe to make and very, very tasty. That's going to be it for today. I hope you've enjoyed it, and if you have, please give me the thumbs up below and click to subscribe to my YouTube channel. In the top right hand corner of the screen there'll be an eye that you can click on, and that will take you to a link for the recipe, and I'll put a link below the video as well. And I'll be back with another recipe in the very near future. So until then, happy baking.